these babies. Okay. So these Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've posted any type of content, but I am here to say that I'm going to be consistent this year. It's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to be consistent in my content. I am a Leo woman, so since the last time I've posted, there have been many things that I've just been all in with. You know how we get as Leos, very passionate, very enthusiastic about a lot of things. So it kind of gets hard to just kind of focus in on one thing. But since the last time I've posted, I've always been a lover of all things, especially like consignment, resale, vintage fashion, luxury fashion, but I've really developed a love for shoes. So over the last 3 or 4 years, I've been really focusing on my shoe collection, and I wanted to just share a few of my favorites from my collection. So we will start with a pair that is somewhat new. It is the Givenchy. These are so good. These are the Givenchy, I have it in my notes. These are like the short version of the mummy gladiator heels that everyone is so, I would say, newly obsessed with. Cassie had them on in her Official Girl video back in the early 2000s. And I think like over the past 2 to 3 years, people have been in search of these shoes. I've noticed, you know, the outrage on social media, like, oh my gosh, I gotta have these. But these are the short version. I feel like these are just as hard to find as the taller version, which are still on my list. I still want those. If I can get my hands on either color, the tan or the black, I definitely want them. I actually found them a few months ago, but they were in a 37. I am a true 37, but my feet are wide, really wide. I have short, wide feet. So when it comes to vintage shoes, or any shoes really, any European shoe, like I have to size up at least one full size because of the width of my feet. So these are actually a 37. I'm gonna be honest, the heel is hanging a little, but I don't care because these are a shoe. I love the silhouette of this shoe, just the narrowness of it. They have little designs here with the logo. I'm not really a logo girl, but I kind of like when the logo and, you know, labels and things like that are very subtle. Just the whole silhouette of the shoe. It looks like something Beyonce would have wore like on the Miss Carter World Tour, very sleek with like a nice pair of nude tights and a high cut leotard. That's just what I think about when I see these shoes. I've never worn them, but this is the catch. These shoes still have, I think it's this one. This shoe still has the original sticker on it. Not sure if you guys can see it, but it says Barney's New York, RIP Barney's. If you know, you know. And I almost don't want to wear these for that reason because it's still in perfect condition. These are vintage shoes, but they've never been worn. The original sticker with the original price tag is still on it from Barney's New York. And the original price was $9.95. And this was back in 2008. So that was over 10 years ago. I think that $995 for a shoe in 2025 is a lot, but I could imagine back then. And who was buying $1,000 shoes back in 2008? Because I was a kid, but isn't that when all the crap happened with the economy and all this other stuff? I just want to know who's buying these shoes for $1,000. Like, even back then, that was a lot, but that's neither here nor there. I really love these shoes. I can't wait to wear it. I'm thinking like a nice pencil dress, like a really tight midi pencil dress, or a nice pair of like baggy pants with the crop top. So yeah, these shoes are great. Oh, and the price. See, I don't pay retail for hardly anything. 95% of my closet has been discounted or secondhand. So I got these shoes for, drum roll, $137, I believe. And that's with shipping, tax, and everything. So These were still, and these shoes is definitely one of the reasons why I will always be a lover of secondhand fashion. You save so much money and you just get to wear things that like not everyone else is gonna have. And it's also just kind of like a collectible. If I never wanted to wear these, I could say, hey, I have a brand new pair of 2008 Givenchy runway shoes. Like, these are gorgeous. Okay, let's move on. So the next pair are these Lorenzi boots. These are pretty new item too. I bought these back in August for my Tokyo trip. I will insert a better picture of the shoe. You can't really see because of how I'm sitting. I will actually insert a video or picture of me wearing them. This shoe screams me. First of all, look at the double platform. You can just see the creativity in the artistry of these shoes. I love a platform. I love a thigh high. So these really stood out to me. I love a very, you know, pencil stiletto heel. I wore these in Tokyo. My feet were screaming, but you know, that is not the reason why I buy shoes. I don't buy shoes to be practical. I buy them because they're cute, it's wearable art to me, and I just really love shoes. I love the way I feel when I have on a cute pair of shoes. And that's that. I don't wear these shoes to run a mile, and that's why I have my $40 Nike sneakers if I want to run a mile, but this ain't that. So that is another pair in my collection. Next pair are these Gucci Tom Ford wedges, I guess you could say. Yeah, these would be considered a wedge. These are very, very special to me. I got these for an excellent price. I know that these shoes are another pair of shoes that are kind of trendy now. I know that a lot of people, as the resale industry grows and more people learn about vintage fashion, and I think it's beautiful. I think that, you know, more people should know about fashion history because that's important to me when I shop too. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a literal part of fashion. You know what I mean? Fashion history. So a lot of people are kind of jumping on that wave. And since then, I think that these shoes in particular have become very, very popular. You can see the Gucci symbol right there. These shoes kind of remind me of, like, I don't know, those Japanese wooden shoes. And they kind of like lace up around the ankle. Now, I started to sell these shoes many, many times because they just really don't fit that well anymore. These are 30, they said they're 37.5, but these fit more like a 6.5. And I think over the last year or so, my foot has grown like an inch. So I would say that I'm like in between a 37 to a 37.5. But when I buy designer shoes, I kind of like to go up to a 38 just to be sure. But every time I bring myself to sell these, I just cannot go through with it because, like I said, this is art. This is art to me. I don't think you guys get into it. I want you guys to like really get into that. Look at it. Still in pretty good condition for them to be vintage shoes. And granted, I've worn them several times. I bought these shoes about 5 years ago, but I bought them for a really good price. I would say altogether, I spent about $230, tax, shipping, fees, whatever. And that was a really good price for these shoes because I've seen these a few times over the last couple years on the resale market. I've seen them for $500, $1,200, $1,500, and other shoes from this Tom Ford collection, I've seen them for as much as $3,000, which I think is kind of a stretch. I understand it's an iconic collection, but at the same time, these are vintage shoes. And I think that, one, I think that fashion should be affordable. Two, I just really don't see the point in marking something up so high, something that has been worn. You know what I mean? I get it. Rare, hard to find item. Put a little price tag on it. And I'm not saying, because I'm a reseller myself, I get it. But I wouldn't pay $3,000 for these shoes. Especially, I wouldn't pay $3,000 for these shoes walking out of the store, brand new, never been touched, worn, nothing. But definitely nothing that has been worn, because even here, The leather is kind of, you know, peeling, not that big of a deal. The straps look worn. They're still in really good condition, but to pay $3,000 for a pair of shoes that have been on somebody else's feet, no thank you. And the next pair of shoes are these Rick Owens. I love these. These are also an oldie in my closet. As you can tell, honey, I wear my stuff. I'm not one of them girls that's like, oh, I just want to wear it once and then get rid of it. No. I invest in my closet so I can wear them. Wear my stuff, especially my shoes, because shoes are expensive. You could really get, as a woman, you could really get away with like a cheap dress, but like a nice pair of shoes is going to speak for itself every time, from the detail to the leather to the stitching. So I invest in my shoes to be able to wear them. So these are some Rick Owens shoes. I don't know the exact collection, but I do know these are a vintage pair of shoes. And he has, like, this is the signature Rick Owens silhouette. You know how he has like the half heel, very sleek, very modern. And these are vintage. I've seen some shoes that are similar, you know, like the newer styles that are similar. It still has this half heel. And every time I go to buy it, I'm like, I can't do this, because these shoes literally cost me $100, and buying this same type of shoe for like $1,000, and that's like on the low end for Rick Owens. You know, Rick be charging, honey. And I just can't do it, because I literally bought these shoes for $100 maybe 4 years ago, and I've gotten my money's worth, honey. I wear these all the time, especially, you know, walking through the casinos in Vegas. Vegas is not really like a walkable place. I don't know why people think that it is. Everything is indoors, but you can get dropped off in valet, but you still have to walk to your destination, and that could be very far. So if I know I'm gonna be outside, I'm gonna be walking around the casinos, I'm gonna be, you know, from this place to this place, I'm going to wear these every time. Yeah. And I plan on taking these to a cobbler to getting them resold. It really doesn't need a lot of work, just, you know, to bring more life to them, because I want to wear these for a couple more years. And shoot, I might even pass these down. A lot of my shoes I would love to pass down to my daughters, if I ever have any, or my niece, whoever. Somebody has to get this collection, honey, because it's bomb. Last but not least, these babies. So these shoes, you know, I like my fashion history. These shoes are from the Versace Spring Summer 2010 runway collection. Ooh. I had to practice that before this video, because that's I don't know, kind of like gets me tongue tied. But yes, these are from the Versace Spring Summer 2010 runway collection. And I am obsessed with this collection. I am obsessed with this collection because of several things. The triple platform. So you have this part, which is the platform, and then you have like another part right here that kind of connects to the heel, and then you have the actual sole. So like these are three separate parts. And I think that this just gives the shoe so much dimension. This gives like Nicki Minaj, Itty Bitty Piggy. Like, don't get me started, because I was a barb back in the day. In 2010, I was in the 11th grade. So I was a true barb. I had the bang. You know what I'm saying? I had the BB shirt, the bandage dress. Like, I was that girl. So this, when I saw this shoe, when I saw this collection, I was just like, I want every piece. And I really want the boot from this collection. It's like a boot, and it's like it's open toe. It looks very similar to this. It's just a boot. So if anybody is selling that shoe in a size 38, please hit me up, because I need it. I can never find my size. I always feel like it's too small or way too big. So back to this shoe. Anyways, I bought this was my birthday shoe last year in Tokyo. I wore these. I spent a little more than I would have liked, but I really wanted this shoe, and I was kind of feeling impulsive, so I just went on and bought it. Bought this from a seller on First Dibs, and again, I get it. We want to make money as resellers, but sometimes things can be a little outrageous. This shoe was originally, the seller was originally selling it for, I want to say like $2,500. So I talked him down to about $800. And again, I think that that was a little pricey for this shoe because it wasn't in perfect condition. I had to take this to a shoe repair guy to get, like, you can tell it's kind of falling apart again, but like the glue was old, you know, and I'm going to take it to another cobbler because I want them to renew the leather, do some other fixtures. Like right here, this is falling apart, and it just wasn't worth, definitely wasn't worth $2,500, but to me it wasn't worth $800 either. Well, I'm not gonna say they weren't worth it because, you know, but I feel like I could have got them cheaper. When I was doing my research, I actually saw these on the reallll that had already sold, and they sold on the reallll for like $250. So unless these shoes are like the Givenchy shoes that I showed in the first half of the video, if they're brand new, never been touched, then yeah, you can charge $800 or even $1,000, but you have to factor in the condition of these shoes. And honestly, if I was to sell these, I could probably sell these and break even. But at this point, unless something happens in the market, I don't know, I don't think that I could make a huge profit off of these if I wanted to resell them. So, but I'm not tripping about it. I really love these shoes. These are definitely a pair of shoes that I would like to pass down to my daughters. And while I probably won't wear these as much, I do want to wear them a few more times because I feel like they are such a statement. Like, look at this shoe. Look at the shoe. Jeez. Thumbnail. But yeah, these shoes are the bomb. Like, I literally can't get over them. I can't. The artistry, the craftsmanship, the way that this feels, this is not cheap. And this is why I like to invest in my closet, is because when I think about these things, I don't care if I spend $100, $10 or whatever. I don't want to look at my closet and be like, this was a terrible investment. It's cheap, it's falling apart, it has like synthetic fibers or whatever the case is. So yeah, but I have a bonus. I know I said that was my last pair of shoes, but I have a bonus pair of shoes from, it's not the same collection. I believe these are either Versace Spring Summer 2011 or 2012, but very similar, very similar. I love these shoes. They have the same little silhouette with the triple platform. They have the platform, this little extended part of the sole, and then this part. It's kind of hard to see because it's black, but I love these shoes. Again, these are the most comfortable shoes. Speaking of Vegas, I was on the way to dinner at Komodo, Fontainebleau. If you know, you know how far that walk is. And I'm not the type of girl to like take off the shoes, but I really wanted to take off my shoes and just walk to my destination because it was so painful, so painful. So I actually thought about selling these, but I don't know. To me, it's really art. It really is art. And these came in the original box. This is the original box that it came in. Came with a dust bag, the original Versace dust bag. And it also came with the original tags, which I thought was so cool, you know? And to all my resellers out there, so cute. These are so neat. But to all my resellers out there, I think little things like a dust bag, the original box, and the original tag add so much value to the resale price, because people who are buying these things from you, unless you have like the original receipt or a certificate of authentication, that just provides trust. Like, okay, these shoes are actually authentic. You know, maybe the person who's buying is like, okay, they are going to come in great condition because they still have like the original box and the dust bag and everything. I think that's so important. And if you're a reseller, that is the difference between a $200 profit and like a $300, $400, or even $500 profit. That's the difference. I know that I'm a little hesitant about buying shoes that just come shipped to me in like a bag, and I get it. You may not have the original box or the original dust bag, but I am more willing to buy shoes that have the original packaging and everything. So that's just a little piece of my shoes, a little piece of my shoe collection. I'm glad that you guys sat through this video. If you did and looked at all my shoes, I have many more things to share with you. I'm excited about starting my YouTube journey again. I want to incorporate a little bit about, you know, working a 9-to-5 and being a reseller, and also a little bit about finances, a lot of bit about my spiritual journey, finding God and just growing in that area. So if you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.